Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. As James was saying, yes, I'm at home, and it's the first edition of Converge that will be 100% virtual. And extremely happy for what we're doing today, and extremely happy to have all of you, watching us. As he said, I'm in my studio here. I'm just trying to cope with this new situation that we all have. And I would like to say hi to our Globers that are joining us today, as well as our speakers and all of you. And as James mentioned, I know some of our Globers and some of our people are going through difficult times during these days, and I want to be close to them, and I want to be as much of help as we can be. And as we know, we are living challenging times at global scale. I still remember at the very beginning of March when I received that call from Patricia Pomies, our Chief Delivery and People Officer, and she was telling to me, Martin, we need to send everybody home. I said, no way, how we are sending everybody home? And she said me, yes, we need to send everybody home because we don't know how this is going to evolve. We need to be prepared for that. And then the magic started to happen. We moved everyone from the offices into their places in just 4 days. Today, 100%, pretty much 100% of our people are working from home. We did it in a very smooth way. And at the very beginning, the questions were totally different. I remember waking up every morning and saying how we will survive this, how this will be, the next normal, for how long this will last. And, but very soon with the weeks, we started to adapt, and we started to understand what's the meaning of working from home, new discussions around, households, and who's going to wash the dishes, or who's going to help the kids with the homeworks, or how to share spaces, and watching a transformation that I was expecting from many years ago. Our kids going 100% virtual in how to go and get educated. Amazing. And then at some point taking their computer, opening up and seeing and doing virtual gymnastics with their friends on Zoom, or hanging and fighting for the PlayStation, and in essence rediscovering many things that before were much more difficult. So with all this, I think that all the bad things that are happening is something that is terrible, but also we're seeing some positive impacts. We're seeing some kind of a legacy that we're trying to see that this pandemic is leaving to us. And at personal level, I would say is valued our relationships, how the education is being pushed to change. At a company level, we discovered that we can work very efficiently from home. And there are some things we need to pay attention to, as I will explain later, but there are some things that are already happening. We're also seeing that every organization is really accelerating the way they need to change, and they are accepting that transformation or digital transformation in a much more, I would say, smooth way. And with pretty much there's no more discussion about that, if that needs to happen or not. It's not just every organization. It's every organization. It's not just companies. It's companies, it's the government. The government needs to transform and to become a more agile organization for the citizens. We started to see how this inverted pyramid concept that we have been using for years, where our pods on the top has the full autonomy to be able to take decisions and be able to connect with our customers, started to work in a much more efficient way, as now we don't have the way to tell them what to do in such an easy way. And those are transformations that are really impressive in terms of proving models, in terms of understanding that transformation needs to happen. We cannot wait any longer. And also, we have seen how technologies like Zoom, all the software as a service things, and all the document sharing things has really evolved. You have seen the valuation of Zoom going from, I think it's, well, a few billion to, a huge amount during today. I think that, although things are happening are great, but I also think that we are on the very beginning of this new stage, of this new era, where Zoom, Office 365, Google Docs, all that is, for me, collaboration 1.0. And in my perspective, there's a lot of more things that needs to happen as we progress. And augmented collaboration, for me, is the way the name we put to the next thing that is happening in terms of how we collaborate as humans. AI, artificial intelligence, is a great thing for many things, and it can also help to be able to collaborate in a much more efficient way. So I think that through augmented collaboration and through the use of artificial intelligence, there are many things that we can start to change and we can start to augment. So we started to experiment a few years ago using artificial intelligence to be able to accelerate the way the people that is generating code for programming at Globant is doing their job. And we were very successful with that. Now we have the full augmented coding, but in this environment, augmented coding is even more necessary. Just imagine that before, we were able to sit down in an office, just turn our body if we need help, and be able to receive that help from the senior person that was seated beside us. Well, today those things are not possible any longer. Or you need to schedule a call with that person that you needed to ask help instead of making it more dynamic. I still think that the fact that augmented collaboration allows you to augmented coding allows you to type your intention and receive that piece of code that you need to use, or you can change or alter or be more dynamic to produce code in a much more efficient way, to produce code in a much more predictable way, is something that now takes a totally different meaning. So this is one of the components of the augmented collaboration, how we can create code without the help of that senior person that was just sitting beside me, and how can I get artificial intelligence to provide me those insights for me to be better. That doesn't stop there. Imagine, as we are creating at Globant, that we can have a virtual camera that is showing like me now in this Zoom, but is enhancing this image with real-time information of the scrums that I'm participating here on the corners of the screen. All right, and it can provide me with more context about the person that I'm talking with, or the team that I'm connecting with. So providing more information around those contexts is even better than being connecting in person. So that's something that how to enhance this connection is also a way of augmenting this collaboration. Also, how we augment our knowledge. Again, when we were, at the office, we can ask for things that now is much more difficult. So how we create a platform to be able to, given the intention to receive all the proposals in the case of Globant, for example, that are similar to that, so we can use that and create a new proposal for a new customer. Well, those are the kind of things that we are working every day, at Globant as augmented collaboration. Those things are connected to how to augment our work, okay? And how to be able to augment our collaboration on the things that we do every day. Now we're applying augmented and artificial intelligence to many other places, like how we recruit, how we are able to recruit using the knowledge of how that candidate compares to our 3,000 best performers or things like that. Now, artificial intelligence and augmented collaboration also has a component that has to do with how we augment culture. So, as we have been speaking in former and earlier versions of Converge, we have founded this company under the heavy use of a social operating system, under the heavy use of technology, in order to be able to scale up our culture. That technology is called StarMeUp OS. This is what we have been using during the last 10, 12 years. And at the very beginning, it started like a game in which you had like 20 stars every month to recognize for those amazing things that people were doing inside the organization. And those things, in essence, were things that allow us to understand who were the people that were creating or are creating a difference in front of a customer, or connecting to our company, or making the company better. So StarMeUp started to create, like a lot of insights for us, even, to be able to predict in some way how attrition would behave. I mean, if we are able to teach a machine all the engagement curves of the people that has left the organization, then we will be able to predict when that engagement curve changed. We're able to predict when a person is about to leave the organization, so we can, have a conversation and understand better how that person can be retained in the organization, if that's what we want. But what's happened now that we are all, in a distributed places, and by the way, we have been experimenting this for many years. What happens is that all those moments where we were crossing in an aisle with another person, or drinking a coffee with a colleague that we were not expecting, where ideas were exchanged, or where new things or new solutions to problems that we didn't know are discovered, just disappeared. Basically, either we generate those meetings in a proactive way, or those meetings or those encounters doesn't exist anymore. And that's a big problem for collaboration, because collaboration is supposed to have a big component of things that are just random, because we are in the same place. And now it's not happening anymore. So I think that the next level of collaboration, I would say collaboration 2.0, should be able to recreate those places or those situations in which serendipity play a game, where things happen without us understanding why they're happening. So we created a solution inside the StarMeUp OS in which the software asks you, and we are working on that, we're improving that. The software just asks you, give me some slots that you are available. And then tell me, do you want to have meetings with people with the same hobbies you have? Or do you want to have meetings with people that are in your same project? Or connected to augmented coding, do you want to have, like a virtual connection with people that are trying to resolve the same issues you're trying to resolve? Or you want to talk with the people that are in your same pod, in the same project? And then in the back, the system will generate those meetings at the space that you said, and we connect the people without you needing to recreating those virtual chill out moments, those virtual coffee moments that never happened before. In essence, and make a summary, we feel that augmented collaboration is something that needs to come. Is a way in which even when we come back to the office, we will need to have tools that allow us to collaborate better than before. Using it to generate code, like we use for augmented coding, using it to recruit, to design, to be able to work out the company better, to have a better meeting on a Scrum meeting, to have a set of knowledge that is more accessible and more understandable by anybody, to augment our culture, to be able to augment the video calls, to be able to do those virtual chill out moments. Well, all those things that can be made using artificial intelligence and a little bit of platforms is a way in which artificial intelligence, again, is augmenting our capacities, as we have been saying in the past. Again, is making collaboration better. So I think that this pandemic has helped us to go deeper into these things, has helped us to be able to connect more with those situations and to understand better how all these technologies can change while we're working distributed, like we're today, everyone from their places, or even when we come back to the office, how the new things will happen, and which is the legacy of the situation we are living today. So I would like to, finish this small speech by inviting all of you to understand and to discover which are those situations in which augmented collaboration should take a place, and how to take collaboration from what we're doing today, which is collaboration 1.0, to the next level of collaboration. And I think there's a lot of things to be talked about. There's a lot of things to start exploring that we never thought before. That is a breakthrough on what's coming in terms of how to collaborate. So with this, I finish, and I want to give a special thanks to everybody that is participating today, starting by Guy Kawasaki, innovation speaker, chief evangelist of Canva, and the best-selling author of The Art of the Stars. And then Pascal Finette, co-founder of Be Radical. James Taylor, the one that introduced us. Thank you very much, James. Creativity speaker, award-winning entrepreneur, founder of C-School. Madeleine Dinono, CEO of Gina Davis Institute. Thank you, Madeleine. Christian Tomasowski, mobile banking development lead at FIS. Thank you, Christian. Marina, our chief solution officer, Marina Sanlari. Aldo Esponton, a big component of our artificial intelligence efforts. Guibert Englevien, founder and co-founder together with me, and CTO of the company, who's going to be speaking later. And of course, to all our brand team who works putting together this event and valuable content. Thank you very much to all of you. And please, James, now the stage is all yours. Thank you.